friends, Logan Wells here with Dream Guitars, and this is a 2008 Nylon Jazz from Mario Beauregard. One of my favorite builders on the planet, just gonna put that out there. He can do no wrong in my book. I love his guitars. Turns out he's a great steel string builder, he's a great electric maker, archtop maker, and also he does really good nylon strings too. Who knew? So this guitar has Indian rosewood for the back and sides, the back of which is carved. We'll get into that. Cedar on top, so classic rosewood cedar combination. And it's, it's designed for jazz and crossover play and stuff like that, not just the classical repertoire, although you can do that on this guitar. So it's got a couple creature comforts, including this cutaway here with some really cool ergonomic details, which we'll get into a little bit later on. If memory serves, the fingerboard has a very slight radius to it. It's got a couple other things like that going on. And it plays great. It's got a strong voice, great balance and articulation. Some crossover guitars can sound a little thin. In my experience, this guitar does not suffer for thinness at all. It's got the right amount of note heft and definition and substance, if you will, that just makes it very fun to play. So let's get into it for a bit. Excuse me. Rosewood bridge, which is kind of a Gilbert style, or at least that's kind of what I'm seeing a little bit here with the material that's removed from the sides, which I love. It looks so good. It's a 12-hole tie block on that one too. Keep that in mind. And then we have this, we have an extended, an elevated fingerboard. There we go. And that you'll notice that the top actually, here I'll go inside. The top actually is sort of a bent top, or at least that's how it appears to me, which creates that negative angle, or that elevated fingerboard angle, excuse me. So that gives you a little more upper fingerboard access, but of course the cutaway gives you that as well. So Mario does this really beautiful thing here where you'll notice that the side is very sinuously joined up with the heel, which has this really cool curve over here as well. And that detail is very hard to pull off and is very well done here, as it turns out. Turns out that Mario's got some good chops. And that looks so cool. And that gives you a lot of access to those top frets. So you don't have to worry about throwing your hand over really hard to get those pesky top frets. Coming around to the back, we have Indian rosewood, and as you may have already noticed, this is an arched back, so that adds depth to the body without making the sides super deep. So this is not like a guitar you gotta throw your arm out around. It's very comfortable to play, but that gives you a little more air to play with, basically. Then coming up the neck, boy, it feels so good in the hand. And of course we have a slotted headstock. And then a nice little detail here, you'll notice that this centerpiece here is gloss, and then everything else around it has more of a natural wood matte appearance, which is a nice little transition, creates a little bit of contrast, a little bit of dynamism. So, yeah, really cool stuff. Anyway, if you want to get into a really awesome nylon crossover guitar, something to play pretty much anything and everything you want, this Mario Beauregard Nylon Jazz from '08 is an excellent choice. Give me a shout. Cheers.